On a quiet October evening in 1975, the affluent neighborhood of Belle Haven in Greenwich, Connecticut, hid a chilling secret beneath its manicured lawns and white picket fences. A teenage girl named Martha Moxley had vanished, and what was initially a missing persons case would soon unravel into one of the most baffling and haunting murder mysteries of the decade. Martha was just 15 years old, a bright and vivacious teenager who loved sports, school, and her close-knit family. She was known for her infectious laugh and warm heart, the kind of girl whose presence could brighten the darkest room. Growing up in a wealthy enclave, Martha's world seemed perfect, but beneath the surface, complex friendships and simmering rivalries were taking shape. Martha's family had moved to Belle Haven only a few years earlier. Despite the new surroundings, she quickly found her place among local kids, including the Skakel family, whose connections to the Kennedy clan cast a long shadow over the community. The Skakels were wealthy, well-known, and influential, a powerful family with secrets they guarded jealously. On the night of October 30th, 1975, Martha attended a small gathering at a friend's house nearby. It was Halloween weekend, and the neighborhood buzzed with anticipation for the coming festivities. But as the evening deepened, Martha decided to leave early, setting off alone down the darkened streets toward her own home. She was never seen alive again. The next morning, Martha's body was discovered in her family's backyard, lying face down in a pool of blood, bludgeoned to death with a golf club. The shocking brutality shattered the peaceful community, sending waves of fear and disbelief through the town. How could such a horrific crime happen in a place where everyone thought they were safe? The murder weapon was soon identified, a 7-iron golf club belonging to the Skakel family. This discovery ignited intense suspicion and scrutiny. The Skakels, particularly Michael Skakel, a teenage boy close in age to Martha, quickly became persons of interest. But nothing was straightforward in this tangled web of relationships and privilege. Michael Skakel and Martha had known each other for years. Their families were neighbors, and their lives intertwined in the tight-knit community. Rumors whispered of jealousy, unrequited feelings, and secret arguments. But in a world where influence could silence truths, the investigation faced obstacles that would stall justice for decades. Initial police investigations were hampered by conflicting statements and a lack of concrete evidence. Many locals remained tight-lipped, unwilling to disrupt the fragile social order. Some believed Martha's death was a tragic accident, while others suspected deeper, darker forces at play. The case quickly grew cold, leaving a family and community desperate for answers. Years passed, and the case faded from headlines, but not from the hearts of those who knew Martha. Her family never stopped seeking justice, haunted by the unanswered questions and the silence that surrounded her death. Meanwhile, Michael Skakel grew up under a cloud of suspicion, his life marked by the weight of accusation and the ambiguity of truth. New evidence eventually emerged decades later, including witness testimonies and forensic advances that cast fresh light on the murder. The renewed investigation was met with both hope and controversy as old wounds reopened and long-buried secrets threatened to surface. The slow-burning thriller of Martha's murder had entered a new, critical phase. In 2002, after nearly 27 years, Michael Skakel was finally arrested and charged with Martha's murder. The trial gripped the nation, exposing the complexities of privilege, justice, and memory. The courtroom became a battleground where truth and doubt clashed fiercely, and where the past refused to stay buried. Prosecutors painted a portrait of jealousy and rage, describing how Michael Skakel's temper had spiraled out of control that fateful night. Defense attorneys argued his innocence, highlighting inconsistencies and the lack of direct evidence. The jury was left to navigate a maze of circumstantial clues, decades-old memories, and the shadow of a powerful family name. After months of testimony and deliberation, Michael Skakel was convicted in 2002, sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. For Martha's family, it was a bittersweet victory, a semblance of justice after decades of pain. But the story was far from over, as appeals and legal battles would continue to challenge the verdict and the reliability of the evidence. In 2013, after years of appeals citing ineffective counsel and procedural errors, Michael Skakel's conviction was overturned, sending shockwaves through the community. The decision reopened the wounds of a case many thought had finally closed, reigniting debates about truth, justice, and the limits of the legal system in unraveling the past. Today, the murder of Martha Moxley remains one of Connecticut's most haunting, unresolved cases. The chilling questions linger. Who truly killed Martha? Was justice served or denied? And how does a community reconcile with a tragedy that continues to echo across generations? Martha's story is a reminder that beneath even the brightest facades, darkness can take root, and that the search for truth often demands patience, courage, and an unyielding commitment to justice. Her memory lives on, a beacon for those who refuse to forget, and a haunting call to never let silence shield the guilty.